Hello, hello. We are live. Hello, my name is Frank Kramer. I'm the founder of Eat Like a Vegan Chef, and welcome to Cooking with Chef Frank. My name is Frank Kramer. I'm the founder of Eat Like a Vegan Chef, and today we are going to cook a raw vegan veggie bowl and stuffed peppers. So before I continue, I would like to ask if you join me, please introduce yourself so I know you're there. It's always nicer to talk to an audience because if I don't see your name, I don't know you that you're there. So I really appreciate if you would introduce yourself and where you're from so we can have a conversation. Thank you so much. And so before we continue, I would like to give you a little bit of background of myself. Some of you are new, so just to give you a little idea, I'm a chef, obviously. For over 30 years, I've cooked in Germany, the Caribbean, in New York City. I have all kind of different background experience from international, Spanish, Italian, German cuisine, Caribbean, French. I'm actually trained in classic French cuisine. But in the end, I ended up with vegan, or let's say whole food, plant-based, and that's what I believe in. That's what I teach my students. I always say that a whole food, plant-based, and oil-free lifestyle is really what makes you feel better, lets you enjoy life, and all those chronic diseases, they seem to, disappear. I'm not saying that I'm the one who can teach you this, but I can teach you how to cook in order to live healthier. So, okay, let's start. And again, if you have any questions, you can always put it in the comment box. If you have any questions concerning what I cook or anything about my cooking style, Eat Like a Vegan Chef. If you have any questions, you can always log into eatlikeaveganchef.com and get your answers there, or sign up for our information. There's a lot of things what going on right now. We just finished our 14-day challenge, as you know, and it was absolutely incredible. I got so many fantastic reviews, but don't take my word for it. You can look it up on the website, eatlikeaveganchef.com/reviews. Take a look. Our next challenge will be in January, and but you can sign up from, I think, late December, and I probably going to have a flash sale going on over Black Friday to Cyber Monday, and I will give away my old pricing for this year for anyone who wants to join for the following year. Anyone who wants to join, this lifestyle, have an opportunity to join in November over Black Friday, one day after Thanksgiving. Okay, good. So let's see who is here. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Candy. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Vicky. How are you guys doing? Hi, Deb. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Linda. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Jacqueline. How are you guys doing? I see we have Marianne here. We have 12 plants. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, today I'm going to prepare a raw veggie bowl with a carrot ginger dressing, and I'm going to have a stuffed peppers with kale, mushroom, quinoa, onions, garlic, tomatoes over marinara sauce. And I'm going to talk about herbs as well. So welcome again, and I think I'm going to start now. Hi, Mary. Hi, Arifa. Hi, Brenda. Okay, good, great. Hi, Angel. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start with the peppers, obviously. I have already cooked my quinoa, which it is a tricolor quinoa, which I first washed, rinsed, then I used 2 cups of water, 1 cup of quinoa, and I cooked it for about 12 minutes, and then I let it rest for another 15 minutes. So that's basically what it looks like. Can you see? So that is your protein in your meal. Quinoa has a lot of protein. Good. This is going to be our pepper, what I'm going to use. And I'm going to just cut off the head, as you can see. And I'm going to clean the inside. I'm going to wash it out. I'm just gonna, the top here, I'm just gonna remove the green part. Might have to help with a little knife. And I'm going to wash it. Okay, that broke. Actually, I have another one here. I want the top to be whole. So I'm just going to remove this here, but I like to have the top whole because it looks nice later on in the presentation. Cannot see it. Okay, so I'm going to cut with a knife just around here. Be careful, stay away from the knife. Okay. This is how it looks later on. I'm going to clean the pepper, and that's how it looks from the inside, clean. I'm going to have it ready here. I'm going to cut just a little bit of the bottom so the pepper can stand. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to turn the oven on because I'm going to finish it in the oven. Okay, I'm going to heat up the pan on high temperature. Good. We'll saute some onions first. And for this purpose, I only going to fill this 1 pepper here. The recipe will probably have enough for 3 or 4 portions, but for this purpose, I'm only going to use ingredients for 1 pepper. So we saute onions and garlic, and as you know, I don't cook with oil. We omit in our lifestyle or in our food, what I cook, what I present, I omit 5 ingredients, and we call it the SOPA-free lifestyle. And the SOPA ingredients include sugar, oil, alcohol, processed foods, and animal foods. So those 5 food groups we are omitting in this cooking lifestyle, what I teach. So by doing so, you are actually avoiding unhealthy ingredients which really cause those chronic diseases in this country. As you know, the Western diet is filled with animal products, filled with processed foods, too many unhealthy starches. So from that point of view, we're avoiding all these ingredients. And you will see after even a week or 10 days, you will feel so much better by adapting this type of lifestyle. Okay, so you see I have no oil in here. And what I'm doing is I let the onions caramelize slightly. And when I see that they turn slightly orange brown, I add a little bit of water. You see the water turns a little bit of brownish. That's the caramelization process of the onions. And that also gives me flavor. So I'm going to add a little bit of oregano. So I'll probably use here a quarter onion. I used one garlic clove. I used probably a quarter, maybe half a teaspoon of oregano. And remember, that's just for one person. So now I'm going to add about a half a tomato, chopped. I'm gonna saute this. Very simple. Remember, if it gets too dry, if it bakes onto the pan, add a little bit of water. Just a little bit. This will keep the pan clean, and it removes all the flavors from the pan, brings them back into the sauce, so we can establish a beautiful flavor. Okay. And we're still on high heat. Now I'm going to add my mushrooms. And I cook everything in stages, so to speak. I could put all ingredients at once, but I like to add one vegetable at a time. In this case, I add flavors in layers. So now I'm waiting until the mushrooms starting to caramelize. This will add flavor to my, to the entire meal later on. Okay, good. Let's see if we have any questions here. Happy Thursday, Carmen. Hi, Liana. Okay, the recipes will be in our recipe file, yeah, in the module. They are not there yet, but they will be. Okay, no questions yet. You see, Candy has a very interesting point here. So interesting, you are trained in classic French. I would love to see how you do a French vegan. Yeah, you see, I will get there. I will get there. We just started. We just started. But, the French, they love their butter. They love their cream. And, they're fantastic cooks. But, as Julia Child already said, butter is flavor. So, and we omit the very thing what makes the French cuisine so amazing. So I think from one point of view, we have to think out of the box, because we are not using the very thing what makes all these dishes so delicious. So you really have to get away from this mindset that butter is the only thing what gives you flavor. We are adding a little bit of water to it. Then I'm adding my kale. And this is just regular kale. You could use baby kale, whatever you like. salt before. So I'm just gonna wilt the kale just a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to it. Remember, salt is not one of the 5 ingredients what we omit, but it is better in the long term. So I always use very, very little salt. If you really want to achieve top health, I would recommend going, reducing your salt slowly but surely. So in the end, you're using a little bit salt, or you add your salt on the table, meaning you have your little salt mill on the table, and you just add some on the table. Okay. And it's important that you don't cook with table salt. Table salt is really, it's out. No one should be cooking with table salt. You can cook with Himalayan pink salt, or something like this. Good. Now I'm adding a little bit of quinoa, probably a 1/4 cup or so, just to fill the cavity of the pepper. Add a little bit more water to it. And you can make it more interesting by adding paprika if you like, and even more spices, even more herbs, parsley, cilantro. That all fits in here perfectly. It's really up to you. The sky's the limit what you can add in here. Okay, we're good with this. You see, this is our mixture. I don't know if you can see this. Very, fluffy, simple. See, you cannot see, or you can see this. I'm going to add this into my pepper. And I sort of push it in there so it can fit even more in here. Remember, when you cook this, you want to make sure that you taste this. Taste it if it's according to your, palate. If you need more salt, add more salt. If you think you need a little more spice, add some more Tabasco or hot sauce to it. This is very, very important, because if this doesn't taste, the whole dish is going to be bland and you're probably not going to like it. So make sure that you taste this one, it's according to your palate. Very, very important. Okay. I have this here. And now I put it on my tray. I'm going to add my little cover. I put it in the oven for about 20-25 minutes. And then meanwhile, we're going to do the tomato sauce. But I wanted to get back to the question earlier about the French. The question about butter, why French cuisine is so great. We need to get away from this mindset that butter is the only thing to add flavor to a meal, which in a way is true, but on the other hand is we who cook a whole food plant-based, diet, we don't use these things. We don't use oil, we don't use butter, we don't use any of this. We omit that. So what we're focusing on is the vegetable itself. You want to make sure that you focus on the very thing what makes you healthy, what the dish is all about. So here's where simplicity comes into place. And French cuisine is all about simplicity. Very important that whatever you cook, you want to make sure you enhance the vegetable that you're cooking. Cook with organic ingredients. Cook with ingredients that are fresh, local. I prefer not to buy vegetables that came on a truck over 3,000 miles, because they are on the truck for 3-4 days. They're on the shelf for 3-4 days. So those vegetables are already 10 days somewhere in your delivery to the supermarket. So you want to avoid this. Go to your local farmer's market and see if you can get your vegetables there. You can literally go until late November or October to the local farmer's market and get your vegetables there. There's not too many left, but there's still some stuff what you can use. Kale is one of them. Kale is one of those vegetables that grow late into December. I had kale in my garden. I actually had it all winter long because the winter wasn't that crazy. So I actually had kale all winter long. So it's very important. And for instance, when you cook like this in the oven, you put all your vegetables in the peppers, for instance, you maximize the flavor in your dish because it's cooked slowly. I sauteed all the ingredients first here, and since I use water, my temperature never really goes that high. Just imagine, if you cook with oil, your temperature goes very, very high because your oil can take a lot of heat. And we have been used to cooking with high temperatures, which is not really healthy for us. By cooking with water, your temperature will be significantly lower, and you will keep most of the ingredients or nutrients inside the vegetables. So keep this in mind. Okay, so I'm gonna let's see. I see quite a few questions here. Stacy is saying we make our own version of delicious. Very good. Good. I would like to learn German cooking. Yes, we can do that too. Absolutely. I must say, the group we have here, almost all of our group are members of Eat Like a Vegan Chef. So some of you who are not members, you were probably wondering, what is this group? What are those people talking about? We literally talk on a daily basis. This group is absolutely amazing. I've never seen a better Facebook group than than this. Not because it's the Eat Like a Vegan Chef group, but it's fantastic. Everyone is supporting each other, and we're all there for the same reason. We're here to get healthier. We're here to learn a healthy cooking lifestyle. So that's what I'm here for. I take pride in what I cook, and this is my passion to help others live healthier lives. That's what I'm here for, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun in this group. Good. Linda's asking, could you substitute another vegetable for mushrooms? Yes, eggplant. Use eggplant. That is, almost like a similar not a similar consistency, but you can use it. I think learning to cook recipes from around the world is interesting. It's very interesting, yes, and we will cover a lot more on this, a lot more, especially in our membership. I think, let's see, what's the next one here? What was the last ingredient? Quinoa. Okay, Arifa is saying, I didn't have my garam masala in front of me last night when we were discussing the different ingredients in the ones we had. The ingredients, yeah, coriander, cardamom, cloves, ginger, star anise, black pepper, nutmeg, cassia. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's a nice garam masala. We actually had a conversation last night. We had a Q&A talking about all kind of recipes and as well as garam masala. So that was very interesting. Okay, there's so many questions here. Okay, Barry's saying her farmer's market closed last month. There's, as far as I know, in New York City, they're still open. Okay, Andrea is saying, so no oil at all, including coconut oil, plant butter. No, it's not. So that's a good question here, Angela. We don't use any kind of fat, even if it's plant butter, if it's coconut oil, it doesn't matter. We do not use any oil whatsoever. So here's the reason why. Because we don't count calories in what we eat. If you add a tablespoon of, or two tablespoons of oil to your meal, which is about the amount of oil you use every time you cook. A pound of oil, most oils have 4,000 calories. 4,000 calories. That's the highest count of calories of any food. So when you add 2 tablespoons, we're talking about 250 calories. So just to add 250 calories, at least time one dish per day. Sometimes you cook twice. So that would be 500 calories per day, times 365 days. You get an idea how much calories, extra calories, you're actually taking on. Plus, if you eat animal products, you probably eat, I would say, if you eat animal products, you probably eat 1,000 calories just from fat alone, or 800 calories. So that's why on the Western diet, it is so hard to lose weight, because we don't recognize how much fat we're really eating. So that's just to answer your question. Also, there's quite a few studies now that oil is not good for you. It has the same effect as, not the same, but similar effect, what saturated fats have on our lining of the blood vessels. And it just, the ability of dilate the blood vessels shrinks by the amount of oil you eat, and of course saturated fats you eat on a daily basis. So you can realize it by if you go up the staircase, if you're out of breath, then you know your blood vessels do not dilate the way they should. And by eating constantly a diet without oil, you will see that your performance actually gets better. You can go up the staircase without getting out of breath. That's not because you have a weak heart. It's because your blood vessels don't dilate as much as they should be. So that's my 2 cents for it. But it's not me who is saying this. There's studies out there, plenty of studies. Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Campbell, Dr. Ornish, Dr. McDougall, all these plant-based doctors talk about it. And so it's not only me who is talking about this lifestyle. This is definitely something, if you're suffering from any kind of chronic diseases, diabetes, whatever it is, the lifestyle, what I'm teaching here, is for you. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Liana is asking, has nothing to do with today's cooking, but if you don't mind, what is a good anti-inflammatory vegetable or fruit? She says pineapple I enjoy, but it's very high in sugar. you see, the thing is, the sugar content is not really responsible for the antioxidants in your food. Let's say if you would separate the sugar from the fibers in the pineapple, then you have a problem. But if you eat it yourself, if you eat it together, like a whole fruit, then the pineapple will be digested very slowly. That means your sugar is going to be absorbed very slowly. So you can also tell on the colors of your vegetable. The deeper the color, the more antioxidants. For instance, purple potatoes. We spoke about it the other day. Incredible amount of antioxidants, because if you see the color in there, that's the color represents antioxidants. So, but that doesn't mean that yellow fruits or white fruits don't have antioxidants. They do, but the more color you add, the more antioxidants they have. So red cabbage, for instance, red cabbage has the highest antioxidant content of all vegetables. So, but that is topped by herbs. Dry herbs, I don't want to show the name here, but dry herbs have 3-4 times the amount of antioxidants than all vegetables. So always, whatever you eat, add some dried herbs to it, or fresh herbs, doesn't matter. So that's very, very important. When you choose your veggies, make sure you choose a rainbow of vegetables. If you eat a whole food, plant-based lifestyle without oil, you omitting the 5 ingredients, we call them the SOPA ingredients. If you omit them, your lifestyle will be anti-inflammatory. There's no question about it. That's why when we had the 14-day challenge, most of you felt so much better after 14 days. And that's exactly why. When you let go of oil, you let go of animal products, you let go of alcohol, sugar, processed foods, and you only eat whole foods and vegetables, your body will thank you by feeling so much better. And beside that, you're actually detoxing yourself slowly but surely. You're going many more times to the bathroom than you used to. I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Probably at least twice a day. So from that point of view, you can tell that your body is detoxing much, much faster than before. So if you would go in a toilet once a day or every 2 days, maybe, that means, your colon were full for days, and then it would empty out. But with a whole food plant-based lifestyle, your colon is literally emptying out twice a day. So that reduces the danger of getting colon cancer and all these other cancers. So you want to make sure that you go, twice a day is ideal, I would say. Some people go 3 times. It all depends how much you eat, how many vegetables you eat. Sometimes if you eat a lot of starchy vegetables, you might not go as often. And if you eat a lot of green leafy vegetables, then they don't stay long. They're digested in no time, and they're being exited very quickly. Okay, good. Okay, Arifa is saying, no, that's interesting about the oil, causing you to have difficulty walking up the stairs. I thought it was because I had put on extra pounds. One of my goals was to be able to walk from basement up to the 2nd floor without being blinded. These 2 weeks have helped me significantly to do that. Isn't that great? Thank you, Arifa. Thank you. Isn't that fantastic? That's because not only have you lost weight, but you also had let go of the oil, so which has a significant impact on your blood vessels. So I'm so glad to hear this. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning. Okay, so let's see what I missed here. There's so many questions here. Okay, Devon is asking, can I get protein from lentil? Absolutely. Yeah, lentils is, legumes is one of the proteins you should be eating. Absolutely. Okay, then Janice is saying plums are good fiber, pomegranates are good antioxidants. Yep, absolutely. How about celery as anti-inflammatory vegetable? Yes, only if you eat organic celery. If try not to get the regular commercially grown celery because it has too much pesticides. Keep this in mind. Even though if you cannot afford the organic celery, you can still eat your celery. Don't let the word organic let you eat not enough vegetables. It's very, very important that you eat your veggies, whether they're organic or not. You still have a much, much bigger benefit than if you would not eat the veggies. So very important. Dark berries are incredibly, incredibly important. Berries are probably one of the most powerful antioxidant foods you can have. But again, it all depends. It all depends on the colors. So that's what it comes down to. There's, for instance, I always tell everyone, try to get a third of starchy vegetables, a third of non-starchy vegetables, and a third of green leafy vegetables on your plate. You do that, you have a variety of foods. And that is the same when you eat your breakfast, for instance, or when you make a smoothie. When you have a smoothie, you want to make sure that you have 1/3 berries, 1/3 green leafy vegetables, and 1/3 of I just got a message here. Sorry about that. And 1/3 of berries. So you have your berries, green leafy vegetables, and then you have other fruits like bananas, apples. So berries, regular fruit, green leafy vegetables. These are 3 components. If you have that in your smoothie, then you have a variety of fruits and a variety of antioxidants. And you can never go wrong with that. Okay, can you say, unfortunately, my town canceled them all season due to COVID. I missed it out and feel really bad for the small farmers. Oh, okay. I think you're talking about farmers market. Yes, but you see, I hear that some of you are saying that the higher the sugar content is, the worse they are. That is not necessarily true. And I know you come from a point of view from diabetes, for instance. It all depends how many fibers. I think my pepper is ready. Almost. Take it off. So it all depends how many fibers you have. There's a very good example, for instance. You can eat 1 orange, or you can drink the juice from one orange. What do you think is better for you? It's the 1 orange, because if you drink the juice from an orange, you're actually leaving out the fibers. You leave them behind. So what you're actually taking on is the sugar, and of course you have some vitamins in there, absolutely, and antioxidants. But you're taking on the sugar. So by drinking it, you're flushing your system with sugar all at once. And that's when our A1C goes up. And you think, oh my goodness, what's going on now? If you eat the orange, you peel the orange, you leave a little bit of white stuff on the orange because that's healthy too. You eat it and your body is taking its time to digesting it because the sugar will not be released until the fibers are digested. So that's the beauty of eating fiber-rich food. Okay, it's very important. So don't judge your vegetables or your fruits on the sugar content. Judge it on what you eat it with and how many fibers that particular fruit has. The more fibers you have, the slower the sugar will be absorbed into your system. Okay. Okay, any other questions here? Yeah, great to snack on celery, carrots, bell peppers. Absolutely, I love them. They're great. Black olives in moderation because they have a lot of salt. Yeah, they have fats too, of course. During the weight loss period, I would not eat any fatty foods, and we went over this. So when you eat avocados, nuts, olives, and all these, and tofu, all these high-fat foods, they're very healthy, don't get me wrong. But during the weight loss period, I would keep them to an absolute minimum or omit them if you can. Very important. And then later on, you can implement them back into your lifestyle. Okay, let me just make a quick marinara sauce. Okay. And I just wanted to talk to you about this marinara sauce. Be careful when you cut. You want to make sure that you practice with your knife. Okay. So what I do is I'm gonna just add garlic to the pan, and I wanted to clarify. There's a lot of misconception when it comes to marinara sauce and tomato sauce. So, very often we just want a tomato sauce on the fly, and very often we either we take one in a shelf which is laden with oil, but you can make your own so quick without oil. So when I used crushed tomatoes, and I should be using diced, but that's fine. So these are oven roasted tomatoes, which I love for my sauce. They have a lot more flavor. But the difference between a marinara sauce and a tomato sauce is very simple. Marinara sauce, that is your simple tomato sauce. That's just garlic. Of course, the most regular recipes ask for oil, which really, really helps in the process of making the base. But we use water, that's fine. Then we're going to add our oregano and basil. Okay. By sauteing this, I'm getting the base of flavor into my marinara sauce. So what I was saying is the difference between marinara and tomato sauce is the marinara is the simple sauce. It's just garlic, oregano, basil, and tomatoes. That's it. And you want to keep it. You see the consistency in here? I don't know if you can see it. It's chunky. This is how your your marinara sauce should be looking like. A little chunky and very simple, almost like it tastes like a fresh tomato. That's what a marinara sauce should taste like. So when we talk about tomato sauce, a tomato sauce is a completely different sauce. That is cooked with onions, celery, carrots, garlic, bay leaf, and it cooks for hours. So and you have a different flavor, and it's smooth. So it's not as chunky as this one here. So your tomato sauce takes quite a bit time to cook, but it has a little bit more flavor in the end. So we'll turn it down and let it simmer. That's it. That's all there is to it. You can add a little salt to it, a little Tabasco if you like, and that's it. Let me take my pepper out. What it runs. Yep, it's ready. Beautiful. Okay, let's see if there are any questions. Okay. I don't think I see any questions. What is this here? Deb is saying, absolutely love watching the huge smile, sincere smile that lights up your face when someone comments on how whole food plant-based diet has helped them. It shows that this is really important to you and that you celebrate our success and progress, no matter how small. Oh my goodness, you're so right, Debbie. You're so right. It is almost like when we chefs cook in a restaurant, and a guest comes back to the kitchen and says, "Hey chef, the food was really good." That's when we light up. That's our applause, so to speak. And if someone feels better from the food that I have cooked, what better is there? What better applause can you get? So I'm very passionate about it, and I love hearing these stories because they light me up. As you said, thank you so much for mentioning it. And this is to me, it's so important. It's fulfilling. So my job becomes fulfilling, and that's, to me, that's the ultimate success, I believe. It's so important. If you cook for 400 people in a restaurant, and one person comes to you or two people come to you and say, "Oh, chef, food was good," you worked like crazy. I'm telling you, you do 400 dinners a night, and two people come say, "Hey chef, your food was good," because they tell the waiter, and they give the waiter a big chunk of tip. But most people don't stop at the kitchen. It's only a few people who stop at the kitchen, because they're intimidated. Everyone is working so hard, and I understand that. But once we are done, the guests are gone. So from that point of view, it's so rewarding to hear if someone feels better by eating this lifestyle. Thank you for mentioning it. Okay. I just want to make sure that I don't miss any questions here. Is a small amount of dark chocolate good? I eat dark chocolate. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. I mean, it's processed food, yeah, but it's still a healthy food. Brenda's saying, Chef, I'm really feeling better and lighter. Wonderful, Brenda. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning it. Okay. Oh, that's so nice, Wanda. She said, Chef, we will tell you how much we appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, Tiffany's saying tomatoes should be cooked in a cast iron skillet pan. Yeah, because it's react with the metal, but that's in particular true with aluminum pans. So you shouldn't be cooking in aluminum pans when you cook with tomatoes because it's interacting with the metal, or some of the ingredients, some of the metals leach into the sauce. Okay, Kenny's asking, how can you tell the pepper is done? Okay, the pepper is done when you feel it. It gets a little wrinkly on the outside. Let me bring it to you. And it just feels soft to the touch. Okay, so you can tell that it's getting a little bit of wrinkly here. That's when you can tell. On the top, you can tell. I don't know if you can see here. It gets. I have two cameras here. That's why I'm going back and forth. When you feel it in the beginning, the pepper is really tight and it doesn't budge. But after you cook it for about 20 minutes, you can feel the pepper is getting softer. You don't want it super soft, but you want it cooked in such a way. Wonderful. So we have our tomato sauce. We're going to taste it. Obviously, anything you cook, and there's nothing in there. Not even salt. Just oregano, garlic, and the oven roasted tomatoes. Nothing else, and it tastes to die for. That is simplicity. So very important. It doesn't even need salt. It's just incredible. I'm gonna serve this for you. So I'm going to serve this first, and then we're going to tackle our raw meal. So we put the pepper right in the center here. And you actually could put a little bit of sauce on top if you like. And you could put some basil leaf on top. Unfortunately, I do not have any basil leaf. So let's pretend this is a basil leaf. It's not, but just to give it a little bit of color. So that's my tomato, my stuffed pepper. Very, very simple on a bed of tomato sauce. And then you could actually serve this with, you could serve it with pasta or more quinoa, because we have quinoa here. You could do that. But everything is in this dish what you need. You have your kale in here, you have your quinoa, everything is inside. So if you're still hungry, eat a second pepper, or eat the quinoa with this dish. Good. Let's tackle our raw bowl. Let's see if we have any questions. Okay. Good. Okay. My raw bowl is my veggie bowl consists of kale and spinach. So I used my regular kale because that's what I had. You can use baby kale if you like. And I use baby spinach. So this is probably 3-4 cups of green leafy vegetables. And now, let me clean up a little bit here. Now I'm adding all my ingredients to it. And when it comes to raw, there's really, as long as it's raw, you can add whatever you like to it. There's no really any sky's the limit when it comes to raw. Okay, we do have broccoli here. So I'm just gonna, I washed it earlier on, obviously. I'm just gonna assemble it. Yeah. Because the eye is eating too, so you wanna make sure you dress it up nicely. I have blueberries here. Blueberries. Then I have apples. And this time I'm going to cut a little smaller. Very important that you squeeze some lemon juice over the apples so they don't turn yellow. I mean brown. And the lemon juice, the acidity, helps with the salad bowl. It just makes it so much more appealing, more delicious. Okay. Then we have our red cabbage here. Red cabbage, I'm going to cut once in half. Be careful with your knife. Keep your hand away. You see the color in here? This is pure antioxidants. Pure antioxidants because of the red color. So now what I do is I'm going to cut the trunk out right here. Okay? You want to do this in such a way that your hands are away from the knife. Very important. You take the outer leaf away because everyone has touched that. You don't want that. And I cut it in half. And now I just cut it in slices. You can. That's enough. And I do have some broccoli sprouts, which I like. Make sure you wash your broccoli sprouts. Very important. Okay. So this is your vegan bowl. vegan. Well, my Instagram just turned off. What can we do? Okay, so this is my raw veggie bowl. So remember that on the bottom you have a lot of green leafy vegetables. Then we have broccoli here, apples, carrots, blueberries, red cabbage. I forgot one thing. We are going to add a little bit of protein to it. So, and this is, I have my trail mix here. Okay, so just gonna, that gives us, you know, for those of you who crave the sugar, there we have some raisins in here, which really help you with the, you know, the sweetness. I'm going to make the carrot ginger dressing. I don't have my mint leaf here, so it should be pineapple, carrots, ginger, and a mint leaf, and some lemon juice. So adding a little bit of water to it. And then I put it in my Veggie Bowl. Okay, so this is my ginger carrot dressing. What a beautiful color. Isn't that an absolute fantastic color? Incredible, absolute incredible. I'm gonna put it in here. Stunning. Isn't that a beautiful color? So now you can mix this with your salad, and you have a fantastic vegan meal, raw meal actually. Good. So, and I also said that I wanted to talk about herbs quickly. I know I keep you for a long time now. We're already over an hour. For herbs, there's and I will have a separate session about herbs, because herbs really you cannot really cover herbs in just a few minutes. But just to give you an idea, for instance, I had the questions: how can I make my meal different? You know, the ingredients are almost always the same, but you can change the direction you go. For instance, you can go from Asian, you go to Italian, or you go to French. So you just change the herbs. For instance, you could do, you know, when you do your curry, like a vegetable curry, you use obviously Indian spices, but you can go the same way with the same ingredients. You can go to the Italian way. So you use oregano, basil, and just go towards Italian, and then you use, let's say, tomato sauce, for instance, as your base sauce, and so you can change up your consistency or your taste of your meals, and you have the same ingredients, but you go a different nationality, so to speak. And I will cover this in a separate session. I know it has been quite a bit now, and I don't want to take too much of your time, but we will cover this in a different session, and I will go more into detail when it comes to herbs. The sky's the limit. There's so many varieties you can go when it comes to herbs. So just to give you an idea. Okay, good. Let's see, any other questions? The color stunning. Yeah, you're right, Jacqueline. And you see that color? That's antioxidants. That is antioxidants in here. And of course, the antioxidant in here is carotenoid, which is, carotenoid is part of carrots. Good for your eyes, good for a lot of things. So, okay, good. I hope you enjoyed today's Cooking with Chef Frank. If you have any suggestions for next time, let me know, and I'll be happy to cook it. So, in our membership, we will be cooking raw next week, and I'm looking forward for that. That's going to be very interesting. I know that there has been a lot of discussions about raw in our community, which is awesome, totally awesome. And we will elaborate on that. Good. I'm very excited that you guys, take such pride in cooking this lifestyle. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. Good. Thank you so much. Excellent. Wonderful. Great. Then I'll see you. I see, for the coaching session, I see you Friday actually, since I have you here, the coaching session is 7:30, if you don't mind. I had quite a few members reaching out to me. 7:30, they wanted to meet Friday. That's for all of you who had signed up for the 10-week coaching. That's at 7:30 on Friday. Then Sunday, we have our batch cooking, which is for our members, 4 o'clock as usual. And that's going to be for our vegan week. Okay, great. Then thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys around. Thank you.